Hey guys, so today I have swatches of a very exciting collection. This is the A Trip to Hogsmeade collection from Pampered Polishes. This is exciting because this is a collaboration collection with my bestest friend, Amy at Nail Polish Baby 90. So I will link her channel down below, as well as Timberland from Pampered Polishes, because this is her brand, a brand made by another YouTuber here as well. So that will be down below. The website will be down below. Amy's channel will be down below. There are 7 polishes here altogether, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called Gladrig's Wizard Wear, and this is described as a light dusty pink Crelly with platinum flakies, some holographic micro glitter, and holographic flakies. Now I've had these for, I have to give it to Pampered Polishes because these were ready like way ahead of time, and I like throw polishes together at the last possible second. So I've had these for, gosh, at least a month. So they've been sitting still for quite a few weeks. I just recently got them out and swatched them in time to do this video today, but this one has a little bit of ugly bottle syndrome going from sitting. The polish itself in here is fine, it just has a little bit of separation. This is pretty common with hand mixed polishes. Some ingredients just don't want to look nice in the long term. So the polish in the bottle is fine, it's just going to have a little bit of discoloration over here. I did also want to say that I really like these. Some of the labels are kind of hard to read, like on busy ones like this topper here, but I did really like the custom labels for the collection. I think that's really cool. And then there's even a little ode to Amy back here to like indicate that it's a collaboration with her, which I think is neat. So, first polish. This one is a bit sheer on the first coat. It is a light pink color, so that's not too unheard of. It does cover pretty evenly though. Formula on this is really good. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, it doesn't run or pool down the sides of the nail at all. It stays like right where you put it. So this is starting to build up pretty well on that second coat. You can see that it dries a little bit dull, and it also, I feel like, dried a little bit more sheer than it was when it applied, when it was wet. I can't speak. I can't see much nail line, honestly, under this second coat, but I also feel like it's going to dry a little bit more sheer, so I'm going to let it dry completely, because I'm almost positive I needed 3 coats for my picture. And since there are a bunch of little tiny flakes and shimmers and glitters in here, you won't have any issue with anything sticking to your nails or even drying textured. It's going to dry pretty smooth. So I am adding a 3rd coat here, but it was, I mean, I'm being real picky. I had a couple of spots where I had just applied the first 2 coats a little bit thinner and could see a little bit of my nail line, but it's really not that bad. I think you could easily get away with 2 coats on this if you wanted to. And obviously you're going to want a nice shiny top coat because this does dry a little bit dull. So that is 3 coats of Gladrig's Wizard Wear. The next polish is called Honeydukes, and this is described as a dusty lavender Crelly with iridescent micro flakies, a couple of different sized platinum flakies, scattered hollow micro glitter, and hollow flakies. So this one is pretty sheer on that first coat. I believe it built up just fine in 3, but it is way more sheer on 1 coat than the pink was. But this one and the pink polish, the last one, are definitely the lightest colors out of the collection. And good formula on this one as well. It feels a little bit thinner than the last one, but it still doesn't run or pool to the sides of the nail or move at all. So this one is building up a little bit, but it's still pretty sheer on that second coat. I mean, I guess not pretty sheer, but yeah, it's pretty sheer. This one also dries it dull, so you will definitely want top coat, and same as the last one, where those little flakes and glitter particles and shimmers that are in there are not chunky or large at all. So this one does, I'm going to double check, I'm going to pull it out of the like weird angle that it's in right now just to double check, but it looks like it's going to cover completely in 3 coats. Okay, so this one does cover completely in 3 coats. I'm doing a little bit thicker of a 3rd coat to make sure that it does. If you have like a really white nail line, you might have an issue with some nail line showing in 3 with this one, but that's kind of just speculation because I don't have a really white nail line to check that myself. So that is 3 coats of Honeydukes. So the next polish is called Secret Passageway, and this is a flaky topper. My paper here says that this has 7 different Ultrachrome Chameleon flakies, platinum silver flakies, iridescent flakies, and a scattering of holographic. And I'm layering this over Zoya's Jenna from this year's fall collection. So this is, I would call this like a, I don't know, medium density glitter topper, medium to light. It's a little subtle. It's not something that's going to be like really, really loud and overtake the polish underneath it. Really good formula. It covers really evenly, and I think it being like, I don't know, it's not too subtle, but even like just slightly subtle kind of fits with the whole theme of the rest of the collection, because all the glitters and shimmers in the other colors are a little bit more on the subtle side. So that is one coat of Secret Passageway. The next polish is called the Three Broomsticks In, and this is this sweet mustard yellow polish. This is described as a butternut squash yellow crelly with gold microflakies, a couple of different, oh man, I skipped a line, a couple of different size platinum flakies, scattered holographic microglitter, and holographic flakes. This one is also a bit sheer on that first coat, but it does build up pretty well. And while it is sheer, the coverage is nice and even. I'm getting just a little bit too much on my nail because I dipped the brush too far in, so I'm trying to thin that out, kind of scrape some of that out off and put it back in the bottle. And really good formula on this one as well. So this one also dries a bit dull, and I can still see a pretty good amount of my nail line after that third coat. So you're definitely going to want a good top coat for this one. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter if it's a good top coat as long as it dries shiny. And this is definitely a candidate for a third coat. So this one, I mean, I'm going to double check here again. It covers pretty well on that third coat. If I look really closely, I can still see a bit of my nail line on my pointer finger, but I also had thinner coats, I think, on this finger because the rest of them weren't as sheer after that second coat as my pointer finger was. So maybe thicker coats for this one would be the way to go. So I think actually what's going to end up happening is probably all of my nails but my pointer finger are going to cover completely. I can still see a little bit of nail line like I said here, but it was like the same amount that I could see on these nails in two. Yeah, my pointer finger is the only one I can see nail line on. So I would say that if you do a little bit thicker of coats and your nail line's not super white, you can get this to cover in 3. If you have a really white nail line, I think you might struggle to get this one opaque. So that is 3 coats of the Three Broomsticks In. The next polish is called Hogshead In, and this is described as an azure blue crelly with iridescent microflakies, a couple of different sizes of platinum flakies, scattered holographic microglitter, and holographic flakies. So this one is also a little bit sheer on that first coat. Most, if not all of these, I guess I only have 2 left, have a bit more of a jelly finish. That's a lot of polish. Good formula on this one as well, not too thick or too thin, and there's no like struggle in trying to get it spread out on the nail. Again, I must just always put a thinner coat on my pointer finger because you can see like right there how much more sheer it is with that thinner coat. So this is another one that dries dull, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to need a third coat, maybe just on one nail. We'll find out. I will definitely need a third coat for that pointer fingernail. The other ones I think I could probably get away with 2, but just to even it out, I don't know, maybe not. I feel like, yeah, okay. I'd want a third for everything regardless. Final decision. So this one does cover completely in 3 coats, even on my pointer finger where I did a bit of a thinner coat. This isn't one that I think that you would have issues getting opaque, even if you do have like a really bright white nail line. And again, I repeat, the shimmers and glitters in here do not dry textured at all. So that is 3 coats of Hogshead In. So the next polish is called Shrieking Shack, and this is an olive green curly base with different sizes of platinum flakies, scattered holographic microglitter, and holographic flakies. This one and the next one I feel like are a lot more dense in the flakies and in the holographic. This one is also sheer on the first coat, but like I said a second ago, I do feel like this one and the next polish have just like a bit more of the holographic and the flakies in them, at least from looking at the bottle. They seem a bit less subtle than the other ones. And the formula on this one is really good as well. I'm trying to thin this out so all my coats look the same, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So you can see this one also dries pretty dull and is a bit sheer still on that second coat. It's building up. It'll be fine in 3 on my nails anyway. I definitely didn't do even coats. I don't know why I always end up with a couple nails that have much thicker coats than others. You can see the difference already just because I'm going to try to thin that out. You can see how much more opaque this one is. That didn't work. It really doesn't make sense because you'd think the first nail would be the thicker coat because the brush would have been like all the way down in the bottle instead of
the next nails where you're just like dipping the actual brush into the polish, not the whole stem. I don't know. I don't get it. So this one does cover completely for me in 3 coats. I don't think you'd have a big issue getting this one opaque even with thinner coats or a whiter nail line, but again, that's just me kind of speculating. But you will want top coat for all of these because they do dry a bit dull. So that is 3 coats of Shrieking Shack. And the last polish is called Zonko's Joke Shop, and this is described as a deep oxblood red Crelly with micro flakies, a couple different sizes of platinum flakies, scattered holographic micro glitter, and hollow flakies. So this one is a bit sheer on the first coat, but it's not, I think it's the most opaque on one coat out of the collection because it is such a dark color. And good formula on this one as well. So the color on this one builds up quite a bit on that second coat. I can't really make out my nail line at all, but I am going to add a 3rd coat for this one just because I have a few spots where the color isn't completely even all the way through. Like you can even see just the difference in thickness between my coats on these polishes. They're not, or these nails, they're not quite the same color, so I'm going to add a 3rd to try to even that all out. And this one also dries a bit dull. Okay, so 3 coats for me here. It does cover completely. This is one that I think you'll need 2 or 3 just depending on your application. I don't even think I needed 3 on all of my nails. If you do thin coats, you're definitely going to need 3. If you do thicker coats, you could probably get away with 2. And with colors like this, like really darker, like reddish cranberry kind of jellies, anytime you have any kind of silver, I don't know, anything in there, like this has little silver flakes, they're given kind of like a pink reflect when they shine through the actual polish. Okay, admittedly I did top off my pointer finger a little bit more because it still wasn't the same color as the rest of the nails. So that is 3 coats of Zonko's Joke Shop.
So because I am finally starting to be ready for fall colors, which took a while, I feel like, and really, it's like early for me even to be ready for fall colors. I'm early this year. It always takes me a while to get ready for these kind of colors, even though this is probably my favorite time of year for polishes. I just don't like accepting that it's time. Anyway, so my 3 favorites out of this collection are the ones that stood out as like the fall colors. So Zonko's Joke Shop, and I'm probably saying all of these wrong also, is one of my favorites here. This is the cranberry with the silver flakies. The 3 Broomsticks In, because I don't know if you guys have been clothes shopping recently, but I went to the mall a couple of weeks ago and everything at the mall is this color. So this is like the color of the season, I think. And the Shrieking Shack, because this kind of olive green is always like a perfect shade for fall as well. So out of the entire collection, those 3 were my favorites. That is the Pampered Polishes A Trip to Hogsmeade collection. Again, I will link the website where you can find those down below, Amy's channel down below, and Timberland's channel down below as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.